All right, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Hashtag CB99 Talks. This is episode 60. I'm Combo Breaker 99. Yeah, man, we are 60 episodes deep now, and I am back with another one, fight fans. Last Friday was a good night for combat sports, for WMMA specifically. We had the Invicta FC Atomweights Phoenix series, so, I got to do an episode strictly dedicated to this tournament and for the ladies of Invicta FC. Once again, we had 8 women, 8 fights last Friday. Of course, the winner of the tournament was awarded a trophy and got to move on and get a shot at the Atomweight champion, Alicia Zapatella, which turned out to be Jessica Delboni, which a lot of people feel like should be the Atomweight champion, right? Other than that, we had some other familiar names in there with like Lindsay, Vanzant, Gillian, and some new faces as well. So it was nice to see some of the, the older veterans that we've known in this tournament mixing it up for a second time. I got to say I like these tournaments, going back to the flyweight, the bantamweight, and the strawweight tournaments for Invicta FC. I like this Phoenix tournament that they created. It's a good way of making the best fight the best and making these fighters have to adjust and think on the fly, having all these different type of styles in there. And, of course, as y'all know, it came down to the two best atomweights in the division, Jessica Delboni and Lindsay Vanzant fighting for a second time. And Delboni, she was able to get the victory. And, she won it all. She won it all. But in this episode, you know how I do. I like to go back and do a little post-fight analysis for each fight. And I said, let's go ahead and take a look back at each fight in the series and go through each one of these one-round fights. And we'll go all the way to the final fight as well. So first up for the semifinals, the first fight on the card was Tabitha Watkins versus Jessica Delboni. Right away, Jessica Delboni, she storms out, throwing right hands, backings Watkins up, who tried to throw out those kicks to get her distance back from Delboni. But Delboni, she goes in, takes her down, gets in that top position in the closed guard of Watkins. These one-round fights, though, you have to really come out and be dominant, and that's what Delboni wanted to do. She wanted to move in close where she could smother the attack and just be dominant. She just wanted to lay on Watkins and keep that dominant position. Watkins, she tried to lock in an armbar, but Delboni, she kept her arm locked well. She was able to defend it. Watkins, she really tried to lock in that arm. She was holding on for like a good minute or two in the round, but Delboni, she continued to use hammer fists and just kept that dominant position. And, she was able to get inside control. She finished on top, strikes just raining down. Delboni, she took that round easy to advance. She just went in, fought smart, didn't really exert too much energy, and just kept top control position. The next fight was Katie Perez versus Lindsay Vanzant. Lindsay Vanzant, she came out mixing up her strikes. And, that's the thing about Lindsay Vanzant. She's a very fast fighter, has a very, very good right hand. And right away, she was letting that right hand go and letting that head kick go. She was mixing up her strikes. Perez, she tried to switch levels. She tried to go in for that single leg, but Vanzant, she sprawled and tried for the back, got on top of Perez, and then went right back to standing. Vanzant just did a good job of mixing up her strikes, keeping Perez back at bay with the double jab, kicks, feints, good 1-2 and leg kicks, just all around being effective, just mixing up her striking. Then she was able to stiff another takedown for Vanzant. She was able to get the back of Perez, transition quickly to an armbar, and Perez, she was trying to lock Vanzant up with a triangle. She was trying to lock up with that triangle, but Vanzant was able to escape. She broke out, and then she was able to lock that arm up one more time, extend it, and made Perez tap. She got an armbar, so she had a good solid semifinals win for Lindsay Vanzant. Next fight was Linda Mahlik versus Gillian Cresci. Right away, Mahlik, she put that pressure on. She was coming in with some good leg kicks, jabbing her way in. Cresci, she was on the back foot, landing her right hand. But Mahlik, she was being in and out, establishing a good leg kick, good lower kick, mixing it up, inner kick to the lead leg and outer kick, just all around switching it up nicely with her stand-up. Cresci, she was picking her shots, stepping side to side. She was using her timing, to go in and try to catch that kick and take Mahlik down, but Mahlik was able to get back to her feet and go right back to landing those leg kicks, stepping in and out of range. Cresci, she did a good job of landing her right hand early on, but I feel like Mahlik, she stayed consistent with the jab, alternating with the kicks to the alternating those kicks to the lead leg, inside and out. Cresci, she did land off some good strikes, good right hands, but I think Mahlik, she took the round easy, with just staying consistent, and she was able to advance on. Last fight was Marissa Valencia versus Paula Granados. Right away, Valencia, she came right out punching her way in and just backing Granados up into a clinch and really trying to muscle her down and get the fights down to the ground. Granados, she winds up on top, but Valencia, she quickly adjusts to the half guard on top, gets to the back of Granados and looks for that rear naked choke. But Granados, she's able to squirm out, fight the hands of Valencia, breaks free, back to her feet, Valencia, she's using a lot of pressure and just looking to finish Granados. But Granados, she's staying in it. She's staying in it. She's staying on her back foot, landing some good right hands and tagging Valencia. But in my opinion, I feel like Granados, she needed a finish in this fight when it got down to maybe like three minutes in, because Valencia was just putting a lot of pressure on, and she was coming forward, landing more right hands, and she did score a good knockdown on Granados. Granados was able to get back up and land some good counter shots on the back foot, but Valencia was just overall coming with the pressure, and she was able to win it and move on to the semifinals. The reserve fight, Samantha Seth versus Cara Volskaya. Seth, she came right out, rushed out, landed a good overhand right, just backing Volskaya up, looking to get that clinch to the fence with one underhook. And she was able to get the fight down to the ground and lock up Volskaya. Volskaya, she was using the fence well, just keep her back to the fence, to try to get back to her feet, only to get taken back down. Volskaya, I would have liked to see more body shots from her to try to slow Steph down. But Steph was just continuing to put that pressure on and just out-muscling, just wear her down for the majority of the round. Not too much was landed in this fight. It was just really a lot of just neutralization from Steph. She was just on top trying to pin Volskaya down. Volskaya was just trying to ride this round out. I think she didn't really have a good answer for that clinch work that Steph had. And that was pretty much the round. It was just pretty much dominant on the ground from Steph, and she was able to take that round. And she was just a reserve fight in case somebody else, had any issues, they had to pull out of the tournament. So she was just on standby. Moving on to the semifinals. Semifinals 1, Mahlik versus Lindsay Vanzant. Here in this fight, it was a good stand-up fight, but you could really see the difference between speed and timing in this fight, because Mahlik, she looked real good against Gillian, but Lindsay Vanzant here, she was not playing around. She was double jabbing her way in, walking Mahlik down, and just overall outspeeding her, landing better shots. She was able to get a takedown over Mahlik and just landed some good knees. But as it got back to the feet, Vanzant, she was establishing that left kick, mixing it up nicely, and just using her speed and making her footwork tricky, landing the right hand. Again, I love the combinations, the 1-2 and the head kick, letting those kicks fly, touching the lead leg, just constantly touching that lead leg of Mahlik. Mahlik was not able to get the timing down and was really having trouble landing a leg kick of her own in this fight. That's why I was saying you could really tell the difference between timing and speed, because Vanzant was just too quick. She was just measuring distance well, comfortably just picking Mahlik apart to win this next round. All right, semifinal 2, Valencia versus Delboni. Jessica Delboni in this fight, she took more of a measured approach here. She was really just kind of being more methodical and just kind of picking her shots. She was just picking her leg kicks, staying out of range of Valencia, really just doing a good job of using her timing to pick her leg kicks and just staying out of the way of Valencia's offense. Valencia, she was sticking out her jab that was landing a few times, but Delboni, to me, I feel like she was really just trying to sit back and just do enough just to win this round and be ready for that final. So she was just striking at a distance, stepping out of harm's way, going back to the center of the octagon, and just landing, economical shots, just keeping Valencia at bay and, not really taking a lot of chances. And also Valencia, she wasn't taking a lot of chances like she was in the first fight, which is probably what she needed to do here, because she was only getting in a few right hands here and there, but it was Delboni who was really controlling this fight, landing a nice leg kick and just, just pretty much staying on the back foot and still controlling the fight. So she was pretty much overall effective, just tearing that lead leg up of Valencia and really starting to bust the nose up when it got down to about the 2-minute mark of the round. She really just started settling in and picking her shots. So another easy win for Delboni. So moving on to the final. This is what I was looking forward to. Lindsay Vanzant versus Jessica Delboni 2. It was a good fight, y'all. Good fight. First round, Vanzant, she tried to get that leg kick going, looking for openings. Delboni, she was keeping that pressure on, though, just looking to back Vanzant up, and she was able to land a good right hand. And she was just doing good at just backing Lindsay Vanzant up. Delboni, she was utilizing her timing well, picking her shots against Vanzant in this round. I feel like Vanzant, she needed to pump that jab out a bit more, because whenever Delboni steps in, you got to touch her with that jab. And then I'll open up that leg kick and that right hand of Vanzant. So Vanzant, she went back into the fence a few times, and that's where Vanzant, she would try to switch levels, but Delboni was able to stuff that takedown and clinch back and break and go right back to putting on the pressure from a distance. Vanzant, she was able to stick Delboni with a few good right hands, but I felt like Delboni this round, she would come back with some nice combinations and just continue to put that pressure on. Again, I would like to see more body shots from Vanzant, because I think if the attack came from all angles, Delboni would have been a bit more respectful. I think she was looking for the singles from Lindsay Vanzant, and Lindsay wasn't fully extending, so Delboni, she wasn't showing her any respect. She would come in landing those barrages, and that's how she was able to win this round. But Delboni just put on the better pressure, and heavy strikes landed in the first round. Second round, though, Vanzant started to let her hands go. And when she does, it makes Delboni respect her. And Vanzant, she landed a few good leg kicks in this round and got off some nice right hands. And that's why I say whenever she does this little like level switch too, she'll like fake it, and then she'll step back and land the body kick. So either way, like if she tries to go in for a takedown and Delboni stuffs it, she comes back with a body kick or a leg kick. You know, Vanzant always makes it worth it, you know, whenever she tries to switch levels. So Vanzant was doing a good job of landing the right hand and the leg kick this round because of her lateral movement. You know, when she was circled, she would stop and she would make sure to be first and get off and move. But Delboni, she was cutting that octagon off, and she would lock in for a clinch, use that strength to just press Vanzant and kind of bide her time. And Vanzant managed to break and go back to touching the lead leg, landing her right hand on Delboni in the clinch. And you could see the strength difference too. Delboni, she was able to cut off the octagon and lock in a clinch and use that strength to press Vanzant. But Vanzant, she managed to break and go back to touching the lead leg and landing her right hand on Delboni. In the clinch, though, you can see the strength difference. You can really see that strength difference here. Not much work was being done from Delboni this round. In my opinion, I think Vanzant, she did the better work, you know, just as far as her stand-up, and she won this round. But you could really see that strength difference from Delboni when she would press Vanzant to the cage. You could see that's how she would try to neutralize her. But whenever Vanzant would break, she would go back to controlling, using that lateral movement. She was landing some good shots. Now, the third round, Vanzant on the back foot, she was able to land some good body kicks. Delboni, she was coming forward, letting her punches go. Both landing, but Delboni, I feel like she was piling up with those strikes. Like Delboni, some of the shots she would throw, she wouldn't land, but it was enough, I think, to win on the judges' cards because she would kind of throw that barrage, and it would make Lindsey Vanzant back into the cage, you know. But I would like to see Vanzant start to land more jabs here on the oncoming Delboni and just try to bust her up at this point. You know, that would have set up the right hand more. But she does clip Delboni with a good right hand this round. She continues to try for those takedowns. But after every takedown, Vanzant, like I said, she does land something to make it worth it. Delboni, to me, she abandoned the leg kick. You know, she was still applying the pressure with the punches. In my opinion, I think Vanzant was landing the cleaner strikes, but it's just the pressure that Delboni's coming with. She's able to steal the rounds. You know, she's able to steal the rounds with those barrages, whether they land clean or not. And, you know, pressure is important to these judges. It's really important to these judges. But it was a close round. But I could see where the judges, they gave it to Delboni. I still feel like Vanzant won it. You know, I'm not just saying because I'm a fan, but I thought she did land the cleaner punches and some nice body kicks in the third round. And overall, I thought it was just effective work off the back foot. You know, it was similar to some of the things that Katlyn Chookagian does, you know, where she's on the back foot landing and she's just out working, you know. But again, they were looking at effective pressure and just those barrages. So like I said, I could see how they probably gave it to her off of the pressure and the flurries. But overall, man, it was a good fight. In my opinion, I think Delboni, she was much more dominant in the Zapatella fight. When you compare this fight to the Zapatella fight, she should actually have the belt. In my opinion, she should actually have the belt. This fight should have been a title fight, right? But yeah, man, shout out to Jessica Delboni. She was able to win it all. Shout out to Lindsey Vanzant. You know, she put on some exciting fights to get there. You know, dominant win over Mahlik and dominant first round finish over Katie Perez. And, you know, Jessica Delboni, she just fought a very smart fight as well, you know, throughout the tournament, you know, being very economical throughout her performances and, you know, just taking it all the way there and showcasing why she is that contender for Alicia Zapatella again, you know. And she's just solidifying why, you know, she should get that rematch. You know what I mean? I mean, we all feel like she should have the belt, right? You know, there's a lot of people that feels like she should have the belt, but she definitely got the rematch. You know, she had to go through 3 fights in one night to secure it, so let's make it happen. They did have the face-off after, you know, Zapatella. She brought the belt in, and Jessica Delboni, as you can see here in this picture, you know, she was ready. Hey, she was ready. She probably would have fought her that night, right? But yeah, man, overall it was a good night. I love whenever, you know, Invicta FC puts on these Phoenix series. So I just always got to come back, you know, and give them some shine. And I said, look, if I can't do a post-fight analysis for each fight, I'm going to just go ahead and drop a whole podcast episode dedicated to the ladies of Invicta. So yeah, man, shout out to Invicta FC once again. And shout out to the ladies in the tournament and the winner, Jessica Delboni. Hope she gets her rematch ASAP, guys. But yeah, that's all I got for this episode, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, you know, to my YouTube channel, Combo Breaker 99. Subscribe to the podcast. Hashtag CB99 Talks, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play. And yeah, all that. Just subscribe there. Like I always say, just leave a review. You know, if you enjoy the podcast, I keep on doing these episodes, y'all. But yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one. Combo Breaker 99. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm out. Peace.